Get more of the creator here. Like, whose page is this? Like, get more of the man of the hour in there. What the world? Or maybe it's
we're in there.
We are.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello. I mean, people will see it later.
Yeah.
We try not to pay attention to those numbers over there because they don't mean anything to me.
Honestly, I wasn't looking at any numbers at all.
Okay,
I was
good.
gonna say this is supposed to be cutthroat. Not
Okay, good.
not,
I didn't do my hair
listen,
because it's very honest.
I
It's
have
a
on a
very
do
honest
rag.
video.
This is
Yes.
honesty.
Yeah.
Monique, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Monique.
If
No.
you see this, it's making me nervous. Going live never made me so self-conscious. I'll
Really?
get better later.
I was gonna just say
Yeah.
I was looking and I was like, you know what? I'm too handsome. Like from this angle,
Like I'm so photogenic.
irresistible, honestly.
Why do I have the ring light on but the living room lit on?
Adequate lighting.
How does that look?
It's dark, but if you bring the light
Is that better? How about here?
I don't know. You sit down and see.
Whoops.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so we've been talking on this channel about listening, and I'm going to read 2 Bible verses that kind of back up my point. We're trying to set a new trend among people that are watching. Uh, Getting tired of all the YouTube videos out there in the world. It's like so and so destroys so and so, and whatever argument, whatever. It's like, I think we're a bit older than that. And I charge especially my Christian brethren and sister out there. Let's try to do better. So I'm going to start off with these Bible verses, and then we will pray, and then we'll get started. Where am I going? James chapter 1 verse 19. I told Tiara about this verse. She actually liked this one.
It
Mm-hmm. 119. Where is it? Wrong book. It's my bad.
Oh, you're good, brother. I was gonna say, don't be nervous. He's in his element. Listen, y'all don't know.
Don't get it.
This guy here.
Oh, thank you.
It's a cool cat.
That. I just have to forget about the camera.
You know what? It's
Said,
honest. Honest. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Said, know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. So God wants us to be quick to listen. And in this conversation, quick to listen is going to be, I'm actually more interested in her ideas than I am in my own, and vice versa. So a good rule of measure here is if we don't know enough about T and what she thinks, it's only because I didn't ask enough questions. If she doesn't know about what I think, it's because she didn't ask enough questions. Because we're both going to be, it's low key a competition. By the end of this, we're going to know more about what T thinks than what I think because I don't lose.
Understandable.
Matthew, and then I'm gonna read this last one. Matthew 7. What was it? Pearls before swine, judging it. Okay, it says, do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. That is a fancy and almost harsh way of saying, if someone is not listening, stop talking, which is a very hard discipline for all of us, myself included, to accomplish. If someone's not listening to you or they're displaying that they're not interested, then why are we talking? I feel like a lot of us just want to argue and stuff so that we can go back and tell our friends about an argument we had. So maybe we can get past that. Lord God, thank you so much for today. Thank you, God, so much for my friend T, who's going to be here. Lord God, we pray that whoever watches this, Lord God, however many or how few, we pray, God, that we cause some kind of change and some kind of help, Father God. And I pray, God, in the process that me and T become better friends, Lord Jesus. And I pray, God, that you'll be pleased in this entire thing. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, she's got topics. I have none.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
He did come up. Our conversations helped spark most of these topics.
Yeah.
He's a very, how do I explain it? Obviously, this is his page, so y'all know him very well. But
not well enough. I need to be watching more often.
He's very informative and straight to the point, and also dry.
Dry?
There's a dryness there because of the honesty. It's coming straight to the point. It's not going to be all dressed up, dolled up.
Oh,
just
good.
Performative. Performative.
And you're somewhat the same. You're pretty much the same way. I think that's why we get along so well.
Yeah,
and that's why we're here now.
You want to read the first one?
Okay, so this is the topic she's got: decisiveness of. I'm just gonna read them all.
Okay.
Divisiveness of religion. Should I read them all? I don't know if we'll get to all because I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have
I want to start and then be like, okay. Look, if we don't get to all of them, we'll get to all of them eventually. Let's do that.
Let's say that.
So all the topics: divisiveness of religion, homophobia within the Black community, why movies are making more remakes than originals. Oh, that's a good one. Socializing as an adult in today's society. That's good. Fast food cheaper than home cooked.
What is happening? We're in a crisis. You're in a crisis where a fry is $2.
Just for one fry. Not the box. The fast food. Okay, those are fun. I'm gonna be thinking about those. So which one do you want to do first?
I think since you invited me to your channel.
Okay.
Honored. Okay. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
But think you should pick the first one.
Okay. I wish you didn't require me to choose.
Is that too much? I was like, you've been vocal.
I mean, we decided earlier to do divisiveness of religion, so we'll do that one.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good starting point.
All right, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, so
we can look at each other now. We don't have to look at the camera. Yeah. I'm not looking at y'all anymore. Y'all aren't here.
Yeah. So when I think about divisiveness of religion, I think about the divided place when certain religious groups are corrupted by, humans. Humans are like greedy within themselves, in a sense. So when certain religious groups get corrupted by certain greedy people, I feel like it has a negative outcome, honestly. I was trying to go around the world with it, but I know straight to the point. And one more thing before I listen to you, brother. I think about our ancestors a lot and how, when they were in chattel slavery, how they used religion to kind of keep them within the confines of that slavery mindset. Hey, don't think too much outside of the specific rules that we have of the time period. Of the time period we're 2025. So listen, I'm well aware, but I just feel like in the wrong hands, it has the power to be harmful to the community.
So you're saying like the divisiveness and stuff from religion is coming from like greedy people?
It's coming from greedy people, selfish people. What Christians call sins in a sense. And when a martyr becomes corrupted, there's no really like a checks and balances system for a martyr. So it's kind of like,
what's a martyr exactly?
Like a martyr is somebody that's idolized or like heavily.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like heavily beloved within a community of people. But like it's hard for them to receive critiques and such. Like, let me give a good example. Who's a good one? I was like, I'm thinking of names in my mind, but I really can't. I was like, it's like a guy. It's like a pastor guy with like a plane, and I'm like, why do you need a plane?
So you're not talking about like Jesus or Muhammad or?
Oh no, well that's also a different perspective of it as well. The different, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. Obviously, the different guys and the. How that could clash based on what, hey, this is my God, and if you don't believe in my God, you're lesser, or if you don't come over to my side, you will, receive consequences.
Like you're going to hell.
I didn't want to say, I didn't want to.
Let it out.
Let it out. Like I said, I want to be respectful, of other people's, spaces. So
you must be honest, straight to the point. All right, go ahead.
You're right. But I wish I knew his name. I feel like that would present a better.
Are you talking about like a pastor or something? I mean, there's plenty of pastors. You're talking about like pastors that's just like use religion for like their own gain and all that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you would say that, and not like, how do I put it? Because I do want to get back to that, how religion is used as almost like a oppositional point, but like even though they could possibly have a lot in common if you read the text of the different books, the Quran, and so forth. But what do you think? I'm sorry.
I'm still trying to fully understand what you said so that I could respond. So you're saying the way people use religion in their own selfish way, that's what's causing the divide?
See, me, I'm 27 and I don't actually have like an answer for why it is happening, but I do see it happening.
Oh, so we're both talking about why is like how are these divides happening?
Yeah. I mean, I was curious about your mindset on
that. I think I mean, let me see. I would say like within Christianity itself, I would say like there's two different camps of Christianity. It's like real Christians, and then there's businessmen who just use Christianity as like a for their business. It's a great marketing technique. And I remember I was talking to one guy one day, and he brought what you said earlier about like chattel slavery. And he was like, "Man, they use the Bible to keep us bound." I was like, "Okay, well, do you have a verse?" And then he pulled up the verse. He was like, "Yeah, where it says where the slaves got to honor their master." And we sat down. I was like, "Well, let's read it." And we sat and we read the whole thing. And the whole thing was basically like, slaves, submit to your masters as to the Lord. Masters, treat your servants with dignity and respect, knowing that God is watching you. So basically, they're both supposed to be kind of like brothers, just with these positions. And once we read that whole thing, it's like, he was very calm. He was like, I've never actually sat down and read this before. Like, but yeah, that's cool. And so I was talking to somebody. I was like, a lot of religions get a lot of assumptions or whatever without actually sitting down and reading what's there. It's like, man, don't judge my religion based on our worst what would you call them? Specimens.
No, I understand that.
I think what else is causing I think what's causing the divide in religion is what we're kind of like trying to solve right now. Like nobody's listening. It's like everyone loves. I feel like people need to stop watching Denzel Washington movies and Morgan Freeman movies, not because they're bad actors or they're bad people. I feel like people watch those movies and go out into the real world and try to imitate it, and they forget this is a movie. It's not a blueprint for you to live verbatim. Denzel is an actor with a script. In real life, you have to listen and interact with people, and other people have something to say when your speech is over. So it's like, less speeches, more listening.
Yeah, I respect that.
So that's probably another issue with it. Yeah,
I understand the lack of listening within other people's interactions with one another. That's definitely leading to the divide. And like you said, you asked that guy for an example on which verse was used in chattel slavery to keep those in bound. And I so two things here. I agree with you on the people not listening element. I also feel like it's been said 1,000 times. Social media, just our lack of interaction with other people outside our own realm of technology. I feel like that kind of makes it difficult when you do interact with people because you don't really know. You're not picking up on social cues, So that's why I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that text on chattel slavery, I find that interesting that they're supposed to be brothers when one of the brothers definitely severely mistreated the other one. And I'm not, obviously this is a known fact, but I'm not saying that up. My bad. I'm not bringing that up to, dang. One of the brothers was mistreating the other brother. When y'all went to go read the text, they're supposed to be brothers. And, these parties are supposed to work within a balance. Within in like a balanced system. Because, I don't
it's kind of like harmonizing.
And I found that it's interesting that it's more, I think of it more like a forced harmony in a sense, because I just feel like, especially due to the conditions, I feel like we didn't really receive a whole lot of education. So how could you have that discernment to know what you're reading is not entirely factual if you don't see anything outside of that? So that's why I'm like, dang, we're really privileged. When I think about it, like I'm like, dang, my ancestors,
it's like, darn, they couldn't go back and be like, hey, master, can I actually read like the whole chapter of what you just said.
Like I try not to, think about it too much and think about, the achievements they had that I can have a better life today, so I can live a better life every day. But I do think I do have those thoughts and how out of touch I feel with that. But yeah. I'm recalling the things you told me in conversation.
You say you feel out of touch?
No, with my African heritage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but hey, I got to do the whole ancestry thing, and I don't even feel entirely comfortable with that. Don't demonetize.
Yes. Right.
I'm just saying. Please.
Yeah.
But man, just honesty. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I always wanted to try the ancestry thing. I just don't know if I trust it. It's like, I mean, who's to say that just because I give them a swab of snot means that they can just find all these people that I never knew?
Now,
and I'm just supposed to believe this.
I'm Irish.
Right? I'm related to Shrek. Amazing.
That's absolutely hilarious.
I'm just supposed to believe this because y'all sent it to me.
No, listen, we're supposed to be cutthroat right now. We're not supposed to be laughing and chuckling. That's what I
I can cut someone's throat and laugh about it.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, don't post that.
Listen.
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
I did get attacked. He got
I'm sorry,
me
Pastor Ryan. I hope you didn't see that. I'm sorry. Don't watch this, please. I'm sorry. You're going to have me going to another meeting.
Please, no.
I said, what did you say?
He's a good man. Please.
It's a joke. I'm sorry.
Hey, let me pick the next one, man. You're funny. Tripping. Before we moved on, did you have any more thoughts, to your,
your I think, because, we talked about social media. Like I said, it's been mentioned 1,000 times, but I think the reason why so many people fall for it is because of insecurity.
Yeah.
It's like we wouldn't fall for it if we weren't so insecure about everything because everyone's doing what everybody else is doing.
Pretty much.
That's it's funny. Like everybody's falling for it.
Every single person. But it also is like a self-esteem issue because if you weren't insecure, you wouldn't be falling for it. But a lot of people are like, raised. I mean, like I said, my Deuce did the best she could.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop my self-esteem from being on the ground in middle school. It's kind of like, I love her. She's providing, she's cooking and everything. She's doing the whole 9 yards. Love her to death. Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
But I like you said, I just think about what you said, just the disappointing thing. It's disappointing. Let me 1 second. Because I want to make sure it's cohesive. I don't want to confuse you.
No, you're okay.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
It's all good. Making sure nobody is sending me any messages. The first time I did this, somebody messaged me, was like, hey, your audio is off, bro. I was like, dang it, I've been sitting here for 5 minutes.
And I've just been giving my heart. Nobody heard it. No.
I almost started crying. No one knows why.
It makes sense. Like, imagine you're recording, you find out it's not recording. Knock on wood. I'm not saying.
Yes.
But yeah, insecurity is an interesting one. Why do you feel like that is so prevalent?
That's what. So I had moments where I went to the club twice. Shouldn't have done it. I was a Christian. Shouldn't have done it. But it was both people who I love. They both had birthday parties, and I kind of wanted to be supportive. And I was insecure at the time. I liked being included. I was like, I didn't used to get invited to places like this.
Look at me.
Let me go in here.
I did.
And both times I was like, even if I wasn't a Christian, I would never go to the club again. This is the lamest place.
It's really me. I'm sorry.
When you're sober, this is the lamest place.
I'm feeling claustrophobia. Yeah. It's dark. It's loud. Yeah. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of emotions.
Yeah. My whole theory for the club is first of all, to keep it loud. Stupid loud, because you don't have to realize how dumb the person is that you're talking to. You don't have to realize how dumb you are trying to talk to somebody.
No windows. They know exactly what's going on.
The whole club scene, they got to dull all of your senses in order for it to be good. They got to get you drunk and intoxicated so you can enjoy yourself. I went to a club where they had a big TV screen and it was dancing and girls twerking. I was like, okay, they got rap videos. And I turned to the left and I saw a group of adults rapping. I was like, so y'all come here and they're televising on the screen. So it's so y'all come here and play Superstar.
And just rap on stage. This
is the lamest place. Everybody here is so insecure. It was like, this is just a very insecure place. That's why they come dressed in clothes they can't afford, acting like people they seen in movies that they're not. Everyone acts the same. I saw two guys acting like they were going to get in a fight, but they're not going to get in a fight.
They're not.
They just want to act that way because a bunch of girls is around. I was like, I'm never going to the club again. This is the lamest experience. Y'all adults are lame. The only way to enjoy the club is if you're high or drunk.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
Yeah, no, like you said, the only way to enjoy that club environment, because like you said, it's very. I feel like it's very like riddled with delusion, like you said, prim and riddled with delusion. And I feel like you said, those delusions mainly come from insecurity. Everybody's trying to figure this life thing out and figure out which route to take, as they grow older each year. Like every year that goes by, you're the youngest you'll ever be in your life. Yeah. Ain't that crazy? Dang. And I love saying I'm old. I'm sorry. My bad. Contradictory. But
she's only 2 years older than me. So what does that make me?
Young seasoned. No. He's like seasoned. Yes. Every time I say I'm old at work, he's like seasoned.
I don't care where I hear her say it from. I'll yell it across. You are seasoned.
Across the parking deck. Yes. Like you're seasoned. The echo just carried. I appreciate you. But and I appreciate you for also going outside of your box in that situation specifically. Like you said, you're a Christian man, so you're not usually going in and having those experiences because you hear them and you're like, okay, now I'm good. Yeah, but, you actually stepped outside of your brains, and I know, it's like hey, but that's good though. It's good to challenge yourself because I went to the strip club. And it was like, it was like cool, I guess. It was like kind of warm in there. Like, it's kind of the ATM fees like $15. Like, what's happening?
Like, Instagram made this place seem more exciting.
Oh my God, these chicken wings are $35,
and they don't even taste good.
They don't. Oh my
I had like a cake from one of the clubs. It was like, ugh. Like, no, I'm okay. I don't need any more. I'm okay.
Well, listen, like you said, you're being supportive of your friend, and I know they appreciate it.
She appreciated it. It was a friend of mine. It was her boyfriend, and then she invited her other friend. I was like, man, I'm out of my element. But they were very respectful to me because they know I don't like saying sexual stuff because I'm still fighting porn addiction and everything.
Understandable.
And so we found a booth where I could face the wall. So I appreciated them for that. But after that, I told her, I was like, yeah. She was like, thanks for coming. I was like, yeah, but I'm never doing this again.
I stepped outside my comfort zone, and this is me zooming back. I'm just gonna sit over in this comfort zone. That's literally me.
Stay here.
I'm gonna stay right here where I know it's safe. I'm sorry, respectfully, but respectfully. My bad.
No, you're good.
Man, I got a whole other topics. Let me see. A good one. Why are they making more remakes than originals? Hollywood, let's talk.
Yes.
We've been needing to talk for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring up Taraji, but I am going to bring up Taraji.
What did she do?
It's not what did she do per se, but what she said about her treatment within the industry and how she wasn't being paid adequately.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, adequately. She wasn't being paid adequately for all her time that she's been acting in the industry, which is well over 15 years. If I think about Jodie and she, don't make me pull it up.
She should get paid extra, like tax returns for being in Tyler Perry films.
Yeah,
sorry if I ever meet you, Tyler Perry. Probably won't happen. I'm just not a fan. Probably a nice person. I'm just saying. But
But I was thinking back to what we were saying about comfort zones a second ago, and I was thinking that's really pretty much Hollywood right now. Like they know, hey, if I remake a classic, they're gonna just come on back. Why risk a good original? The money.
I don't know who I'm more mad at. I don't know if I'm more mad at the filmmakers or the audiences that keep going to see them. Like, because maybe they'll stop if we stop supporting it. Like, if we stop going to these movies that we know we don't want anymore, then maybe they'll be like, okay, I guess we gotta be creative again.
Fine. They're not gonna do that.
Right.
They just fired more writers.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I had a business and my thing was working, y'all can complain till you're blue in the face. I'm still making money. Let me go ahead and make an Elmo reboot. Let's just throw that out there.
Really, we keep opening up our wallets. Yeah. We keep opening up our wallets and being like, you know what, Shrek 17, why not? Like, come on.
Like, oh, Shrek 5, I'm gonna hate this movie. Oh man, when I pay $20 for this, I'm gonna be so upset. Like, yeah, that's gonna change.
Gosh dang.
How about we just don't watch it?
How about we just don't watch it? You know, I respect that. That's why I'm been more of an indie film, indie animation.
I do like indie films. Did you see any of Sherry's independent films?
No.
I saw one. I forgot the name of it. She's a really good actor. I liked her in Black Panther, but I'm like, she can do more than Black Panther.
Oh, you gotta send me that.
I saw her in one movie. I forgot what it was, but she played like this foster kid, like, you know, like the at-risk foster kids that be acting up. And I used to work in juvenile hall as an officer, and the movie gave me PTSD. I was like, I can only watch this movie once. I can't watch this again. She played her part way too well. Yeah, so I need to check. You check out her stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait, her name's not Sherry. Her name's Letitia Wright. I sure enough just said her name was Sherry.
Right. Let me write that down. You did say her name was Sherry from Black Panther. You did say that.
Yeah, but her name is Letitia.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love her. I love her whole personality, her whole vibe.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Oh, dang, where my notes at?
I was talking about Letitia Wright. I mean, I love your vibe too. I'm just saying.
No. I was talking about. No, I was saying. Oh, thanks for sending me.
Oh shoot, my bad.
I didn't know she stars in indie movies or like she makes them.
She's since she's been in Black Panther, she said she's got opportunities to be in bigger stuff, but she's chosen to go for smaller stuff.
Interesting. So she's taking these roles.
I like that. See, I got celebrities that I respect. I respect her because she's like, mainstream is not her top priority. I love that. I love that in any celebrity where it's like, no, I'm not. That's why I like people like Bernie Mac or Richard Pryor or even he's not a actor or whatever, but dang. I was gonna say Umar Johnson to a degree, even though I highly disagree with like most of what he says.
I understand.
I mean, at least he stands on what he stands on, though. He's not really bending for anybody.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You gotta admire that, I guess. I'm not
in a way.
I have no stance. I just want to say I have no stance. No. Look, I'm just a person.
Right. Yeah.
But no. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't. I'm gonna see this Shrek 5 movie though. I'm actually not too mad about the new animation.
Yeah, me neither, actually. It's like, I guess, like, what I noticed about humans don't like change.
Yes.
In capacities, small or large. Like, even if you tolerate change, you're still going to be opposed to it at first until it, even if you're not one of those people, awesome, can I be you? But, like, it's like a change thing. People didn't like the change in animation, how it does look like more like, but like I'm not their target audience. I'm old now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, they're not making these movies for me anymore. I'm seasoned.
He just looks. My only issue with the new animation is that Shrek used to look intimidating. The new animation, he doesn't look as intimidating. I kind of like the characters where it's like, I like him, but he also looks like he could scare me if he wanted to.
That's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Like when he first roared in the first movie, I was like, Shrek. That's my guy right there.
That is intimidating. I think it's
the new one. He looks a bit too dad friendly.
Is it the rounder style of animation? Like everything's more like round in animation nowadays.
They made his head pointy and round, so it's like he's got a bullet head, and he just looks stressed. He looks like a stressed dad.
The cone head, a stressed father.
But he has the cone head.
Yeah. Yes. Did I ask you why you believe the originality issue was? I don't.
Oh yeah, you did.
I feel like
I don't think I answered it.
My bad. I
think it's really just the money thing. Like they're making money on it, and people keep buying it. So it's like, why would they change? There's no reason to change. They're going to keep doing it as long as it works.
Pretty much, like you said.
When it stops working, then they'll do something different. But right now, money is good. So
you don't know who you're more mad at, though.
Sort of film. That's the same way I feel about Tyler Perry films. I don't like attacking people. I'm just saying,
like,
for whoever watches this, please.
Like Acrimony, like the one.
I hate it.
It's just a stereo. It's very stereotypical. So like at the age I'm at now, I tend to tear away from media that has like stereotypes of Black people and that's portrayed in an unfair light. Because we come in all different shapes, sizes, and ethnicities and not ethnicities. But damn. Excuse me. I was like, ethnicity.
Yeah, it worked. Nobody heard it.
Right, thank God. But yeah, I just feel like that's unfair to stereotype like a specific type. I mean, I don't want to generalize his work. I know he probably prides himself in his work and his obviously his accomplishments. I'm not trying to deny that as well, but like, oh no, man, I'm not watching it. I was like,
I think it's like. I heard someone say, like, people have this idea that if you're generally against somebody or you're generally for somebody, it means you're either 100% for everything they do or 100% against everything they do. So all the good stuff that Tyler Perry's done, like helping like black actors and his family, and I heard the documentary was good. Like, great, but your films in general are very unhealthy. In my opinion, like I think one of my least favorite ones, I hated Acrimony because that one to me was just a jab at women. That's what it felt like. It was a jab at women. It's like
I'm happy you felt that.
Yeah, it's like you should stick with that deadbeat man who doesn't want to work because one day he might be rich if he gets a lucky deal or a battery that doesn't make sense.
That's funny. It's like no. Go ahead. Like you said, that unfair portrayal of women. It was definitely like a very attackful of women. Yeah. A woman's rage or a woman's scorn. Because, I try to look at both perspectives because, like you said, that movie was it was a very poor taste, the writing of it, and when you're watching it, it makes you kind of hate Taraji P. Henson's character in a sense because you're like, well, why don't you just leave him alone? Right. And it's kind of like, if he's all you've ever known,
and like, can you spend $1 million on alcohol? Like, come on, that's ridiculous. God. Nobody does this.
Yeah, and it's like, in his perspective, it's like, I understand you might not want to pursue anything outside of your passion. Like, I'm trying to look at it from his perspective as well. You might not want to pursue anything outside of your passion. Cool. You don't want to do the little shipping thing on the side while you're working on like a battery. Yeah, or like he's trying to like an invention. He's doing something with something. He's trying to sell that to a bigger company to make more money. But like, I just was like, even if you don't want to do that, at least try to help her in the household so she doesn't have to shoulder the weight after her parents passed away. Right. And shell out the inheritance. Like
that whole thing where her brother got him a job to help and he ditched it to go do the battery thing. And then she breaks up with him, understandably so. And then, like, the very next day, he gets offered like $250 million. I was like, why did you? Who does this? Doesn't happen.
He's living his best life.
Like, this doesn't happen in real life.
It doesn't happen.
And they wrote it like the way it was written. It made it seem like Taraji's character was in the wrong. Like, you should have stuck with him. You should have supported him.
Yeah, like, at first you were like, oh, he's questionable, but now it's like, well, you should have stuck it out. Well, do you see what?
And that's what's wrong with the whole social media thing. Like we were talking about, there's always somebody to blame. Where it's like it's the woman's fault for not sticking with you or whatever. Yeah. Or it's always somebody's fault. Like that movie should have portrayed a man taking responsibility. Like, have you seen Papa's House, Damon Wayans' new sitcom? No. I love Damon Wayans. He's got, like, when he makes family stuff, it's actually it's healthy stuff. Like My Wife and Kids. Yeah. And in Papa's House, his son kind of had the same dilemma that the dude had in Acrimony. He wanted to be a film director, but his father-in-law was trying to get him a job because he's not a film director yet. Yeah. And his wife was upset about it. Like, look, my dad's trying to get you this job. You need to go ahead and take it. So he went to his dad, Damon Wayans, and he was like, Dad, why can't my wife just support me in what I want to do? Why can't she be a supportive wife? And so he tells this long story, and then he asks him, okay, Dad, what's the point? Like, the point is, son, you never want your dreams to become your family's nightmare. He's like, and always remember, a man's got to do what he's got to do until he can do what he wants to do. Like, Tyler Perry, why didn't you teach that?
Wow, like, David, that's deep. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for telling me Papa's House about that show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Because, like you said, I mean, why can't you just support me? Don't make your dreams your family nightmares.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you bring back to that passion versus I have to work to survive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna let my wife do it. Like, I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm gonna let her stress.
Cause I could strike it. Like, I could really make. Like, I could. Like, they could buy this and give me $6 million tomorrow.
Like, bro, your wife is miserable.
Like, that optimism, like that hope. That I just like. Dang, I mean, hey, it must be nice, but like in reality, like you said, we're living in reality and being honest with ourselves and being present in the moment.
Yeah.
We have to be strategic and plan out how we're going to get to our goals, like you said, without hindering the family. That's a beautiful reference to put in a show right there. You know, that especially, how do I put it? You know, like you said, how, you know, more people need mentors. I feel like Black men specifically, because I have 2 Black brothers. Yeah. So, you know, Black men specifically do need that mentoring and that, you know, that, hey man, it's gonna be okay, but this is still the consequences if you decide to go on a different path. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, you know, go ahead. But
you know, I remember us talking about that. Cause I got like 6 mentors. I be trying to tell everybody, like, man, don't ever think you just know everything.
Because the smartest man admits he knows nothing. They
find people that have done it already and then get their advice. Like the people who, my mentors are people who've already raised their families and their kids are great. That's why they're my mentors. I'm not going to find somebody who's just figuring it out like I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Perfect sense. My bad. Let me go there.
Okay,
no, you're good. Yeah,
that was a good one.
You know, look, listen. You said it was going. I was like, let me goddamn screw. You know.
Oh, and shoot. And last thing on Tyler Perry, my encouragement to my Christian brothers and sisters: the films he's making is not films that a Christian would make, and you can't keep excusing that. I was watching Halloween, and he had these children do a handshake that involved them grabbing themselves on the breast. Like, these children are like, what, 18, 17? You are a grown man. How old are you? And then they're like, well, it's for the film. Like, you're going to have to go to God and be like, well, God, it's okay because it was just pretend. I don't think there's any verse in the Bible that says you can do it just because it's pretend. So no, Tyler Perry is not going to get a pass. I don't care how much money he makes. Jesus don't need a check. Yeah. So y'all think on that. Yeah, but
respect, it's not what a Christian would do. I respect that opinion wholeheartedly.
Yep.
Interesting. No, I mean, like you say, it's just about influence and controlling the negative influences that we have on the up and coming generation. So that's why I'm like, I understand that, bro. Fast food cheaper than home cooked meals. Capitalism. So it's not gonna be, this one ain't gonna be too long. We know why. We know why, but do we really know why?
What is the current price? Where's my phone?
Oh no, not to say. Do you need me to call you?
No, it's okay. My phone's upstairs. How will we even research that? Like, how much is?
What you want to know? I have the cellular device.
Yeah.
How much is?
I don't know. What's like the general price of fast food compared to? Or you might just type fast food versus homemade food prices. Fast food is cheaper.
I mean, not all the time. I mean, like, shoot, because nowadays, that bitch, I'm saying.
What is it?
That's the AI. I don't know.
No, I don't trust AI.
I don't like how the AI just decided.
No, because I was doing a talk with my dad one day about some stuff, and we looked up something, and it was wrong. But the AI, I feel like the AI just puts out what everyone else is saying. That's not necessarily a research fact. It's just AI is like, yeah, everyone else is saying this. So I'm going to give that.
Literally, that's literally their whole creation. And other thoughts, and I, like you said, I don't trust it.
Yeah, because AI is like, I want you to be happy with me, so I'll say
whatever needs to be said. I will say it.
Hope AI doesn't attack us in our sleep tonight. But if we're not here tomorrow, you'll know why.
Save me.
I'm turning my phone off tonight.
There will be no one. This article is extremely old. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I'll say, because Darren, what was your experience with fast food and the prices? So I know you be cooking more than I do.
Yeah, I literally try to cook. If I'm gonna say there's 7 days in a week, I'm probably cooking 5 out of those 7 days in a week.
Okay.
Just so that I don't have to, go get the fast food.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay nobody for no fast food. Yeah. When I could just bulk grocery shop and just make, periodically make things throughout the week. Like, realistically, it works better for my schedule. So. With that being said, I like my experience with the fast food, as you asked, is that one is, like I said, we're talking McDonald's right now specifically.
Yes, that is true.
No dollar menu no more.
There isn't.
You know, and
I wouldn't know. All I get is Big Mac. But yeah, go ahead.
I think that speaks to the inflation. But I know that I can get like a 10-piece combo. Let me see. Let me look that up specifically.
Yeah.
Because prices fluctuate.
I'm deferring more to you. I actually haven't thought about this lately. I'll be making Chris and Lyric do the shopping, so I really don't pay attention.
He's like, you know what? I have enough things to think about.
Do the shopping. I just have the card.
Just Just let me see.
It feels cheaper in the short run.
You know,
but if I get it every day,
you know, you feel like your body feels bad. You know. I think I'm gonna reject all cookies. Actually, thank you.
I like how they try to make it sound good. Do you want cookies?
Cookies, like
you're talking about like on the websites,
right? No, I was just saying.
No, I was explaining to them.
My bad. I like how they don't have the price on the
website. They started doing that.
That's smart.
Yes.
But last time I remember 10-piece combo was somewhere around $13 to $15. Drink, fry, 10-piece nugget.
Wait, drink, fry, and a 10-piece nugget. Drink, fry, and a 10-piece. How much was that?
Yeah, that's about $13 to $15.
$13 to $15. I'm just trying to envision it to see how I feel about that.
A pack of chicken breast.
And then if we go to the store, and then we get like what? Yeah, chicken costs a lot. It lasts longer.
It lasts longer. It depends on what you make, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get a roll of dough, some pizza sauce, and a pack of cheese, and make a pizza. Like you know, I'm lazy like that.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like having a big family trying to do all that. Like the people that got like 6 kids.
Oh my God! Look, cooking for myself is enough. Cooking for myself and my girlfriend is more than enough.
I know Mom used to get Popeyes. There was a season where she would get Popeyes like almost every day.
Really?
Or every week. Like she didn't cook, we just got Popeyes.
I respect that. My mom used to do that with KFC though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Popeyes is good though.
They're like cousins. They should just
merge. Just go ahead and monopolize. And
I don't know though. Yeah. Have you had experience with like fast food being cheaper?
Well, yeah. Because when I'm lazy, like I said, if we're speaking of McDonald's specifically, I'll give me a fry for $2.70 cents, medium fry, because I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
And a milkshake.
Yeah.
And the milkshake's almost $6.
Milkshake is $6?
Yes. But that's what I consider a snack. And milkshakes. Yeah, I get like a large. I'm a big girl.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big girl. I need a large milkshake. What are we talking about?
I don't know if she has a big coat.
I need maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you get a McChicken, which is $2.
Okay.
And the fry, small fry, $1 something. Cool.
Yeah.
You didn't spend $5 with tax probably.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to cook anything.
That's pretty good.
But it's not really a meal. You know what I'm saying? It's fast.
I have heard people say that like the fast food is at cheap prices. It encourages you to buy those instead of going to the grocery store and buying actual food. Yeah.
The poison they sell us.
Yes, I always feel like crap whenever I eat most fast food.
How do you feel?
Most fast food, I feel like crap when I'm done. Waffle House actually feel pretty good though. Waffle House, after I eat Waffle House, I actually feel okay. But I feel like they're using actual ingredients when they cook stuff. I don't think there's, I don't know if there's preservatives or probiotics. I don't know. I just eat it. I don't feel bad when I'm done eating though, so maybe not.
Maybe that.
McDonald's, I don't feel bad. Chick-fil-A, I don't feel bad. I just don't really feel satisfied.
Yeah, I'm not all the way like, it's like I'm full, but I know I'm about to eat something in another hour and a half.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, like this was for the moment.
It was good for the moment.
Yeah.
This is
for
the moment. But interesting. But let me get to that other one. My bad, bro.
American Deli. I had American Deli like last night.
Did that bother you? I was just saying, American Deli's not really like fast food. Like this is kind of like a chain.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes. It's not fast enough. I mean, it's faster than if I made it.
It's not fast enough, Louis. Like American, what do you get from American Deli?
Just hot wings. That's all I ever get.
That's hilarious. I get lemon pepper.
When it's a party, we get hot and lemon pepper.
Respect.
But when it's just me, I get hot and I hide it from the kids and go upstairs.
Just run away. I should lock in the door.
I say, what you got? Mind your business.
Nothing at all. Because of my little treaty.
Yeah.
Respect. What was that? Let me erase. Socializing as an adult in today's society. Well, I feel like we intermerged a little bit of that with our previous conversations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the awkward. Well, how have you experienced it? I don't hang too much with people.
Me neither. So I was erasing these topics because, like, I'm a little ADHD. So seeing all these words on here was kind of messing with me. I'm like rereading the same thing. Sorry, my bad. But
it's all good.
But yeah, socializing as an adult in today's society, but like as far as socializing, like you said, I don't really have a lot of social interactions. Like when I was like in elementary school, middle school, high school, I guess you could call it like friendship, but it was more like associates. Like we don't really know much about each other, but we're forced to be in the same environment kind of situation. Yeah. We're kind of like associates instead of like
it's kind of like at work.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I kind of just like it just came like I was like the quiet kid. Like, I had my hoodie on all the time. I didn't really want to interact with others because partially not knowing how, partially afraid of the outcome, child mind. Yeah. And just those two things.
So you weren't always you weren't always social. You were not a social child.
Not really, no.
Okay.
It was kind of forced upon me with my brothers. Okay. They put you in situations you wouldn't normally be in. Who is this?
How were you when you figured it out? Or do you think you got into a groove of being social?
Yeah, I think it was right around like. It's funny enough because if I was 6, 7, 8 when I realized I was shy, I had to be about coming into my 4th or 5th grade year when I realized that I could just talk to people. Yeah, and
that was my phone.
That's hilarious ringtone. The strum of it. Mind your business. Oh shoot! But dang, yeah, I kind of came into that like I could just talk to people, and ever since then I was just talking to people. Yeah. But just talking doesn't really like culminate a friendship. I learned that like with friends, you actually have to like learn them and care about other people's feelings, like you said, and their thoughts and emotions. You gotta kind of
like. It takes energy.
It takes a lot of energy, but it also takes like the understanding of it and the resources to know, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do in a friendship. Your mom would come up like, that's your little friend. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. I guess we ride the same bus. But
Oh yeah. It's like go to the same class.
They don't really like. Like you should be nice and treat others how you should want to be treated. But like they don't really tell you about how to maintain a friendship. Yeah. How to cultivate.
Your parents did kind of just like throw you. Yeah. I don't think it was all bad, but it was like, no, this isn't going to be something that lasts. Or really. Are you still shy?
No. Yeah. And I had to grow out of that because like. What's a good way to explain it? You got to grow out of that shyness. That's why I be trying to talk to everybody around me because I'm thinking in my mind, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. What are they gonna do? What my butt? Like like what are they gonna do? Like yeah. But I had to grow out of that, and it took times of like being ignored, and you're like, what the heck? But you didn't say anything. Closed mouths don't get fed. The whole learning through like painful experiences to get to that point. Like I'm an older person, so it takes time. So but no, I'm not shy anymore. I was shy, and partially because, like I said, I didn't know how to interact with people. But like in high school, I didn't know how to maintain the friendship. So the people that I was talking to on a daily basis, we graduated, and I'm like, I don't know what to do now. I'm just not gonna talk to you, but we still follow each other. I don't know.
Oh man, I hated that about Facebook. Like, why are we even following each other? Yeah. Like, what's the point? Because did you know? I didn't know. It's like if someone befriends you on Facebook, it's a not normal thing to like message them like on direct messaging. They'd be like, "You sliding in my DMs?" I'm like, "No, I'm just sliding in my DMs." Like, and I couldn't, and for the life of me, like I couldn't understand it. I was like, "Why did you befriend me if you didn't want to talk? What was the point?"
That's hilarious. I didn't know that there was some secret. I didn't know.
I don't know there was a code to this.
That's hilarious. But then, Dang. Yeah. Oh shoot. But yeah, like it is unfortunate that we only follow these people. And like I said, like I said, I think about the phone. That it's that dang phone. Yeah. The parents was right. Yeah. It's that dang phone.
Yeah, but you think our problem is? So you think our problem is so much socializing? It's like maintaining these relationships.
Yeah, because I feel like when you get the right person, I've talked to almost everybody on our crew. Like nobody's just been like silent, not want to talk. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone's joking.
And what are the chances of that?
Yeah.
In the thousands of electricians in the union, you know? I'm just saying. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah. I'm just a human. I don't know.
I think it still goes to I think it goes to insecurity, but it also kind of goes to selfishness. I feel like when you're insecure, it makes you selfish. Because it's like if you meet a friend who is like, yeah, this person actually I've noticed that we kind of stray from people that want our company, and then we kind of pursue the people that don't want it.
That's hilarious.
Or we pursue people that everyone else is pursuing. Like if we're both cool and I see everyone else likes you, all right, then we can talk. We're very insecure and very selfish. We're just like, I don't want to be friends with you unless I know you're worth something.
Yikes. That's dang. That's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of sucks. Like, yeah, but that's what our society is. And like you said, it makes it difficult to socialize with others when you have insecurity riddled with. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating when I get to think about it too much. I'm like I said, I want better for us as a generation. Like I said, the 20-somethings, the 30-somethings. Everybody deserves better. But like, I'm hanging in on us because we're moving up to be the boomers eventually. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It seems like our kids are going to be worse off. For the most part,
bro,
not everybody, but for the most part, like nobody's learning from past mistakes; they're repeating them. And then, and me and my siblings talk about it quite a few times. Where it's like we're not going. Me and Lear and Chris, we sit up and we're like, we're not going to sit up here and talk about the past all freaking day about why we aren't doing right now. It's like we can understand our past, we can understand what happened, but your decisions right now is your decision.
Being
you can't
accountable.
blame anybody. Yeah, nobody want. I've seen you ever seen that comment where it says we live in a generation that is offended by everything but accountable for nothing?
I understand that. I was going to say that. Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. I mean, I do feel like you said, just like you said, not honing on the past and crying over spilled milk continuously, but I feel like there has to be a healthy balance where we grieve for the past while simultaneously stepping into the future. I feel like when people are thrusted into the future with these traumatic experiences and they haven't been able to cope with them, let alone, regulate emotionally as an adult or whatever.
But I agree with that.
Yeah, but like I feel like it has to be a healthy balance, like you said, and just, acknowledging it. Like you said, moving forward, but not repeating the same mistakes. Like I
think it's like cry to move on, don't cry to stay there.
Yeah.
I think I heard Eric Thomas say that, something like that.
It's interesting because it's like, I don't know. Like I said, as a human, I realize I can't tell people how to feel. Like I don't want to be a narcissist, so I always try to empathize with others, even to my own detriment at times. But like I always try to empathize with other people, and I think like, well, if you're feeling this level of sadness for this issue, it must mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to move past it too quickly. I kind of gauge it off of how they're speaking on it. But like you said, you got to hold people accountable so that you don't seep into the sorrow. Right. You don't repeat the same mistake that got you there in the first place. Like, what are we doing? Like, you want progress. So.
Yeah. Like, I'll cry for you once. You do it again, you by yourself. Because you got yourself into this.
I understand.
But no, there's been like a few moments where it's like, you sit down, you hear someone's story. But I had a professor named Dr. Sanchez where I loved his example. He came in class. He was like, all right, guys. And it was a Bible college. And so we're all freshmen.
We're
all excited.
All young.
But the difference between me and everyone else is like, look, I may not be like the hoodest guy in the world, but I've had hood people around me. So I have some street smart. So when this Hispanic teacher comes up from New York, comes up talking about some, all right, guys, and he throws a scenario out, I'm like, I'm not going to raise my hand and see what happens to y'all first. Because he said, all right, guys, so you meet an atheist. And the atheist is like, I don't believe in God because if God is real, how comes he lets all this evil stuff happen in the world? I sat back and I was like, I'm not going to raise my hand for this. And let me see what happens. Because everyone else's hand shot up. I was like, I'm not going to say nothing. Let me see what happens. So he picked out this white kid. Oh, yeah, he had to be white, didn't he? And he was so excited to give this answer, which I've heard before. It's a smart answer. But I was like, no, you took the bait. Because he said, well, he talks about evil things in the world. I would ask him, if you believe in evil, you must believe in good. If you believe in evil and good, you must believe in the moral law. If you believe in the moral law, you must believe in the moral lawgiver. But if you don't believe in the moral lawgiver, then you don't believe in the moral law. You don't believe in good. You don't believe in evil. What's your question? Very smart, right? To which Dr. Sanchez replies, my mother died, man. My little sister got raped. There's homeless people out there in the street. What are you talking about? And everyone just sat there dead quiet. I was like, yep, got him. And then Dr. Sanchez's response was like, might I suggest to you that when you're dealing with real people in real life, that they may not want to hear your educated answers, that when someone is in real pain, sometimes the best thing to do is to just be quiet and be there with them. I'm like, you fell for it.
You fell for the bait. Ain't that funny?
I kept my hand down.
He was going through all these mental gymnastics. Well, if you don't believe in good, you don't believe in good. You know, like you're working down, you're trying to break down their ideology. Right. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
that's absolutely related. But that's an interesting example, like you said, just like you said, just letting people feel their pain. Yeah. That's the best thing. Mm-hmm. Empathizing with others. Yeah. As well. Just,
Yeah. And then the whole rule of being quick to listen thing. Sorry, what were you finishing?
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just listening.
I mean, the whole thing we're trying to exercise now, which I'm still trying to get better at. I honestly think you're better at it. Like, but this whole listening thing, like you kind of find out for the most part, people don't really want to hear what you have to say. Maybe later. You know what? I heard someone say it. People don't really want to hear your knowledge or your logic. People kind of want to hear you. It's kind of like, if I was hurting, if I had something happen to me, like let's say you and I just met, and I had something happen to me, and you immediately come out, well, you just got to pick yourself up, man. You just got to do better, man. Shut up. But if you take time and you find out like the person actually cares about you and you value the person, now I'm open to hear almost anything you have to say. I heard somebody's name was Paul Washer. Like when people know that you genuinely love them, they may not agree, but they'll be open to hear almost anything you want to tell them.
Respectful. Mm-hmm. No, that's I like that choice of words that you use there. It is a cold reality when I think about it, the fact that people don't try to listen to what others have to say, and like you said, it's a very crushing reality. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it's not an all the time thing. Yeah. But when it does happen, and they do want to learn you. They do they don't want to hear your logic or your amount of research and statistics that you have stored in that mind. They don't really care about that. Yeah. They do want that more real experience and like that vulnerability, but like I was say, go ahead. Yeah, no, I was just trying to say that. I don't know. I feel like this is a little entitled, honestly. Yeah. A little entitled.
Yeah, go ahead. Let it out.
Let it be real. Yeah. It's just an acting class, and that's all. Yeah. Be real.
Yeah.
No, improv. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, you said entitled.
No. Mm-hmm. Shoot, my bad. No, that entitlement feeling, but it's just you'd be more willing to understand what somebody's coming. You'd be more willing to accept somebody's solution if you knew that they cared about you and they had general concern. But being able to convey that care and that concern, mm-hmm. if you don't have the social skills, like I get to thinking about, like I said, I try to think about both sides of the scenario so that I can better understand the root cause of it, so we can get to the solution. Right. Like you said, and don't repeat the past, whatever. Yeah. But go ahead. I'm just rambling on, honestly. I'm just rambling.
It's doing good. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I really am. That's why I'm like, man, listen. Oh boy. Not the doozy for last. Like you see, I've been No, it's not necessarily like a doozy, but like
one you've been trying to avoid. I'm like, I should be trying to avoid this.
I'm not trying to avoid it. I just, I don't listen.
Yeah.
As a homosexual.
Yes. In case y'all didn't know.
as a homosexual. You just keep saying it. That is no.
Yes.
But no, as a, homophobia in the Black community is the topic name.
Yeah.
And I feel like it strictly comes from people fearing the unknown and point blank period.
Yeah.
I mean, I could rattle on about conspiracies and assumptions that I have for why this could be or why, that could be. But I really just feel like it's just not knowing.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting where you were. Cause I thought you were going to say homophobia within like religion or homophobia within like Christianity, but you said the Black community.
Yes.
I mean, maybe I'm just, I be at home most of the time. All I do is go to work and I come home.
That's funny.
So yeah, where are you seeing that in the Black community?
I'm seeing it in the Black community because, like I said, I'm around my brothers and they speak to me and they tell me of their experiences when they're dating women and just like hypothetically, how do I explain it? I feel like homophobia is so deeply rooted into the Black community that it's detrimental to both men and women in these situations because you have men being emasculated. Yeah. If you think about it, like, he's sweet. He's laying on a couch, like maybe with his leg crossed or something, and then, he can have some sugar. Like, just trying to emasculate men and keep them within a tight confines of their masculinity. Which, as a woman, you really don't know much about. I mean, I don't know. I know womanhood. We can talk about that, but like, and I feel like it'd be irresponsible for me to try to tell a man about manhood. I don't know, but I'm just in that state. I just I'm trying to collect my words. Make sure I'm doing it right. Like I said, it's just like specifically in the Black community. I'm trying to flow with it. It's just I feel like homophobia is so deeply rooted, especially in our elders within the Black community, because we don't really realize it. It has Black men are scared to be too close to other men for fear of being perceived as a homo. Certain shit, and it's childish when I get to thinking about it because nothing determines your sexuality, but you having intercourse with. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. But I just feel like it comes from them having a fear of it and not understanding it. Therefore, you shun it and kind of stick to the social norms because, if something's been a norm in society for so long, you're going to try to uphold that. Anything new trying to come up in that society, you're going to seek. This is a change thing we talk about. Like, conversation keeps circling back. But go ahead, brother.
Everyone's following trends. But, I mean, on the thing about getting closer and all that stuff, I really be trying to combat that. Like, if I have my wrist broke or whatever, I remember my dad just laughs at me now. I remember one time I was eating and my wrist was just broke. I wasn't breaking it on purpose. Just sometimes it just falls that way. Like, hey son, your wrist is broke. It's like, we'll fix it later then.
Pain tolerance.
No, it's just like, but I'm just playing around. I mean, like, I think it goes back to insecurity too. As far as like, men being afraid to do things. That's why I don't like the whole pause trend. Like when you say something that someone thinks is suspect, they say pause. It's like I tell people, and they try to pause on me if I say something at work. And I tell people, first of all, I'm a grown man. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I knew what I meant when I said it. You don't need to pause me. We're too old for this.
It's so childish. Like you see, and you know what that is? It is. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
It's a buzzword. I'm not about to say it. I don't want to say it. It's okay. It all roots together. It's the patriarchy. Goddamn, I'm gonna say it's the patriarchy.
Go ahead.
A woman saying the patriarchy. It's the patriarchy, bro. Yeah. It's the us trying to keep these societal norms, even in the face of different generations having different experiences or wanting to just seek out. Like I said homophobia in the Black community specifically. Like I said, I'm just tangenting. I'm trying to keep it cohesive. Here. But I said homophobia in the Black community specifically because I feel like it's deeply ingrained. Sadly, slavery. I'm not trying to go there, but just just the
I don't know about it.
And then media and the portrayal of black manhood. I feel like y'all don't fucking tell them who the fuck they gonna be. They gonna be who they want to be. Like that shit just piss me off. Like I don't mean to curse, but like don't confine them to a box. You know? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Sorry. I would say how many times you apologize to me now?
I think we own 6,000.
My God. I'm gonna get you a bat to hit me, and then I want you to not apologize, or that'll be your apologize for the rest of our life. Like this is something I actually did to hurt you. I apologize for the rest of my life.
It's actually one of the things.
I would say it's all good. I mean, I would say, as you know, I disagree with it, but when I talk to people about it, it's like we kind of if someone's going to ask me like, okay, Isaiah, why do you disagree with it? The little joke I got for it is like, I'm not a phobia is a fear. And I don't fight any homosexual on any.
I'm not scared.
It's like I disagree with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I feel like, the question should always come back to, because people never want to just ask you why. They just like, oh man, or just want to label you as something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, to me, it goes back to why I believe the Bible. It's like, I did the research, found out there's a bunch of stuff that supports this, why the Bible is real, why Jesus actually died and he rose. This is why I'm a Christian,
Yes.
Part of it is because I was raised this way, but the bigger part of it is because I did the research and I was like, this religion has the most evidence and, makes the most sense. But really the evidence, that's why I hold to it. And plus I got, my little miracle supernatural stories that help. Like mom told me I was supposed to be Down syndrome. She went to church, she prayed, and here I am. I don't know any Muslims with that story. But so to me, it's like if Christianity is the true religion, then we got to do everything it says. That's what it goes back to me for.
That makes perfect sense to me. That's why, and that's funny. Like you said, if in the I'm not going to say that.
You're okay. Say what you want to say.
No, in the confines of religion, you have these things put in the place that you must do by the book. And if we know humans, we know we are not perfect. Right. Even like you said, if you look at the text, it says that. Yeah. So how can we expect perfection from a non-perfect being?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I just feel like you said. Mm-hmm. I understand you disagreeing with the lifestyle choices of it, and it makes sense because
she didn't lunge at me, and I didn't lunge at her. Y'all take note. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The camera might have shut off. Nah. No, we joke like that. I'm not trying to be violent or anything. That's crazy. But
not today. It's Thursday.
Save that for the week. No, man. But no, understandable. I just like I said. I was in church when I was about 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember very distinctly, my pastor was speaking to the whole room. That was I went to First Bethel Baptist Church. And it was a little church in the backwoods of Virginia.
Yeah.
And it had roughly about 40, 45 members. My grandfather was the deacon there. And I was proud of my grandfather being a deacon there. And I'm proud of him as a man. He's had Vietnam vet. He has a lot of achievements. Never want to take anything from him. And I'm sitting there young and absorbing this message, and I'm just listening, intently, because nobody purposely wants to be different. Nobody wants to be an outcast.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
A pariah, if you will. She's just like, homosexuals will burn in hell. If you are gay, you will burn in hell. And I remember it because I was like, dang, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm destined for eternal damnation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, or I can remove myself from this and I not be destined for it. No, that's my mindset as a young individual.
Yeah. The funny part of me is like I've heard that story like a few where they try to hail you into Christianity, and it's like I had an Asian professor where he did this. I wasn't there. I wish I was. He was one of my favorite professors, but he said he brought his students into class. He said, so when you guys are presenting the gospel to people, tell me some of the methods you use, because he knows they're freshmen. He knows they've been studying. And so they give like, well, I give them, the evil thing, the good versus evil thing. Well, we use that method. He was like, okay, any other methods? He's like, then we use this, and then he's writing all these smart methods down. He's like, any more? And then they kept going, and he had the board full of just these ideas that these kids had. Then when he was done, he's like, now question, how many of you guys became a Christian through any of these methods? Nobody raised their hand. He was like, so why the heck do we keep using them? So it's like, if trying to, preach hell over people isn't working, then why are we doing it? I mean, to be fair, I always tell people, like, don't emphasize one or the other, emphasize everything all at once.
Yes, sir.
I heard someone put it this way. You had to hear the heart of what she said. Her name was Jackie Hill Perry, because she was like a former lesbian turned Christian. And then she said she had to tell people, she was like, look, God didn't call you to straightness, he called you to Jesus. And it's like, that's where people just don't really teach the gospel correctly, where it's like Jesus is the one doing the work. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I understand. Jackie Hill Perry, she was a lesbian, quotation term Christian, bisexual, if you will. But I'm gonna let her cook. But I was gonna say she turned. It's not. It's not that Jesus wants you to be straight. He wants you to be with him, and I just
it wasn't. That's not what she was saying necessarily. She's a spoken word artist, so sometimes she'll say
like a poet, if you will, but not really a spoken word, like you said. It was spoken word. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just her whole thing was, and which is, my contention now is just like, tell people what the gospel actually says. It's like, if I wanted to share the gospel with you, my first response isn't going to be, dang, man, you a lesbian? You going to hell, man.
Dang, bro, I can't believe it. Dang, bro.
Yeah. My first response would be like, tell you the gospel. Like, this is what the gospel actually is, in a way that honestly very few people are teaching it now, unfortunately.
Understood.
Yeah, which we'll probably have to do in like another video.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's about 8 o'clock.
I want to respect your time.
No, you're absolutely fine. This has been a treat. I do want to say that I will probably forever be an atheist. There's nothing on you. It's like, how do I put it?
Okay.
I just, like that. I'll probably continue to be a lesbian and an atheist.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to be insulting, though. I just like, I have a lot of, it's been a lot of days, especially in my adolescent childhood, that even with the text that I was given by my grandfather, I still felt like I needed more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't answering all the questions that I have. How could it?
Yeah.
And it was just that second guess. And that's why, like, I don't want to be insulting to anybody's religion, because I feel like this world is hard.
Yeah.
And as an atheist, I feel like religion was created so that we could kind of distract ourselves from the harsh realities of life. If somebody's rooting for us, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
And this is a messed up thought. What do you have about that? I do want to ask you that. How do you feel about that? My thought process that I had, that religion was created just to help get through day-to-day life for human beings. And
I gotta think, because on one end it's like, I get it. On another end, it's like, because the Christian faith is like, it's like a selfless lifestyle.
Okay.
If you read the Bible correctly and like interpret it correctly, it's asking you to do selfless things, like look out for. It's like the same way Jesus looked out for you first. You're supposed to love you. You ever heard when they say love your neighbor as you love yourself?
Yes.
And people always misinterpret that, like, because then they'll be like, you can only love others to the degree that you love yourself. It's like, no. The assumption is you already love yourself. Even when you're depressed and you hate yourself, you're still focusing on yourself and how much you suck.
I understand.
And so it's like, that command, love your neighbor as yourself, is like that same energy that you put on yourself, you're supposed to give it to somebody else. It's like, that is a really impossible task, because I think nobody thinks about Isaiah more than Isaiah. I think about brushing my teeth. I think about just what I want. Like, I'm just always thinking about me. And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But the task of love others the way you love yourself, that's impossible. And that's part of the reason why we have Jesus doing the work, because it's like it's something we're always trying to live up to.
Yes, sir.
But
that makes sense.
But I also wanted you to understand, it's like, you say what you said, and I'm like, I'm not finna like tackle you. Yeah, and I'm not finna. No. I mean, I'm not finna belittle you. I feel like
I don't want to belittle you.
Yeah, and I feel like I honestly feel like that's the problem with like a lot of our social circles that we're talking about, where it's like we're not allowed to address the elephant in the room and still maintain our composure.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to like hear with you, because I think you're a very interesting person. It's like, I already know how I feel. That's why I want to ask how you feel about it. It's like, this is not a, we're not here to debate. I mean,
we're supposed to, but I don't know what happened.
I know people want to disagree with that. I probably have to find a Bible verse later, but First Timothy said we're not supposed to be quarrelsome in the first place. So it's like all these Christians talking about they destroyed somebody. Like, what are you doing? The only people Jesus was sharp with and flipping tables with was other Christians, or no, other religious people. Because in Jesus' mind, y'all should know better.
Come on.
Those are the only people that he was sharp with. He was gentle with like the outside world, but the people inside the church, Jesus was flipping tables. He was getting the cord of 9 and whipping everybody out of the church. Listen, he was
playing in his house.
I think one of my favorite lines, he said, because they were questioning him on something, he said, see, the difference is I know the Father. And I'm not lying when I say I know the Father. If I did lie, then I would be a liar like you. But so it's like Jesus was sharp, but with people in the church, and he was gentle with the outside world. He was honest, but he was gentle. Yeah. So it's like, if I'm ever going to have a debate here, it's going to be with another Christian, and me telling the Christian, "What are you doing?"
No, that makes sense. That you be holding one another accountable.
Right. I'm not going to do it on camera. Yeah. I also have a problem with people. I also have a problem with like Christians doing that to each other on camera, because what the heck? Call them on the phone.
No, I have to embarrass them and break them down bit by bit.
And I need the world to see this.
For my validation.
Yes. That's what I need. This is what Jesus wants me to do.
Oh, God. That's a shame.
Yeah. But I like talking with you, though, because it's like, darn, how many people can I have this conversation with, or can we have this conversation with? And it's like, it doesn't turn into oh man, you're this or you're that. It's very easy to label people. It's harder to sit down and listen to where they're coming from.
Yeah,
and just be like, you don't have to agree. Just understand. It's like, I understand, and when you, and I think Christians need to understand too. When somebody like, especially as respectful as you are, you respectfully, just kind of like, look, this is just the way it is. It's like, but Jesus says, let it go. Yeah, the verse I read before, not calling you a swine or a pig,
no.
But the principle is, if somebody doesn't, isn't really interested in it, then don't give it to them. Yeah. Like right now we're sharing, but it's like, you're not changing my mind. I'm not trying to change yours.
No, really. I'm 100%
so it's like, respectful your beliefs. So like, I don't know, like what would happen if everybody did this? Like, if everybody was like the way we're doing now, like that's the part that's got me curious. I'm like, I just wonder, like, I don't know how great it will be. I don't know how bad it will be. I just don't know. But it's like, let's try something new, because this same old stuff isn't working.
It's definitely not working. And I feel like it's another thing, when you're going in a conversation, you're trying to be like right. Like when people go into a conversation trying to be right, instead of, like you said, understanding and empathizing with what that person's saying and their experience that you don't have, you have to be right. Like, no, you can't. This is the right thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who knows what's the right thing? Yeah. We're floating on a rock.
Yeah, and then it becomes more about, like, if I'm trying to be right, it becomes more about me.
Yeah.
It's like if God told you to shut up and you continue talking, who is this about now?
Hands up, like, you on your own.
It's like, man, there's a lot of wisdom in being quiet.
Yes,
or just having a genuine interest in other people. It's like a fun little real life movie. I don't need Instagram.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. You don't when with these. I appreciate you having this human reaction with me, because like I said, I don't really have any like friends per se, and I don't really socialize with people outside of work or family members. So I appreciate you inviting me to this space and having this listening exercise with me, so that we can listen to one another's ideas And I've learned a lot, honestly. Yeah. I mean, as I said, I appreciate you, man.
I got stuff I could research. I don't remember what chattel slavery is.
Yeah.
Or do I?
Or
no. But yeah, go ahead.
But no, I was just saying I appreciate you for inviting me out here. I don't really, like I said, have a lot of human interactions. So it's pretty refreshing, you know. I haven't felt this way since I was hanging out at my cousin's house when I was younger. Just chilling.
Yeah, hope we can do it. Hope we can do it again.
Not the niggas. Let's on God. But I'm about to get him. Get
all
my
right.
ass out of here.
Goodbye, y'all. I'm finna end the stream now. Thanks for whoever watched.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Subscribe, like.
Yes, please. I need it.
Yeah, because this guy's awesome.